Minister of Agriculture and asks, what reports has the Minister recently received on the state of New Zealand's primary sector?
The Honourable David Carter.
Mr Speaker, on Monday, MAF launched its annual flagship publication, The Situation and Outlook for New Zealand Agriculture and Forestry, known often as SONZAF. This report looks at issues facing the primary sector, both currently and forecasts performance over the coming 5 years. SONZAF 2010 shows that our primary producers are at the forefront of New Zealand's export-led recovery, and despite a number of challenges can look forward to a mainly positive outlook over the next 5 years.
Colin King.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Supplementary question to the Minister. What are the key findings of the report and what significant trends does it pick for the sector in coming years?
The Honourable David Carter.
Mr Speaker, the report identifies a robust economic outlook for our primary sector on the back of an increasingly strong demand from developing economies, most notably China. Higher prices are predicted across the sector, from forestry to dairy, with general conditions for our food exporters expected to be far less turbulent than what we've endured over the last 12 months. This is great news, not only for our rural producers and our rural communities, but in fact for all New Zealanders.
David Shearer.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. The Minister, has he also seen the report issued this week from Statistics New Zealand that shows innovation in the agricultural sector dropped in 2009 and is now 15% below that of other business sectors? And if so, does he believe that this drop is a result of the long delays to the Primary Growth Partnership funding?
Honourable David Carter.
Mr Speaker, no, I haven't seen that report, but I was very pleased to see the member there yesterday at the Mystery Creek Field Days, the premier agricultural event of our calendar, when in fact the innovation is the major theme of those field days. Wonderful event.
Colin, point of order, David Shearer.
Mr Speaker, could I seek leave to table the Statistics New Zealand Business Operations Survey?
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection. Colin King.
Okay. Supplementary question to the Minister. How is the government moving to address the key challenges raised by Census 2010?
The Honourable David Carter.
Mr Speaker, the two key issues raised in SONZAF this year are environmental performance and water storage. And these are two major areas of focus for the government and certainly a priority of mine as the Minister. That's why we've developed things like the Global Research Alliance. We are funding a major carbon footprinting program, and we are totally committed to removing the regulatory roadblocks to water storage and getting more reliable irrigation to rural New Zealand.
Question. John Boscawen.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Supplementary to the Minister of Agriculture. Does he agree with the Prime Minister's statement to our primary producers at Field Days yesterday? In referring to the emissions trading scheme, the Prime Minister said, quote, "I don't think that New Zealand should be doing more than the rest of the world. And if so, does that mean agriculture will not have to incur any costs of the ETS, including diesel, until farmers in other parts of the world are also included in an emissions trading scheme?"
The Honourable David Carter.
Mr Speaker, I always agree with the Prime Minister. And yesterday I had the opportunity of spending at least 3 hours with him as he wandered around the Mystery Creek Field Days. He had much opportunity to talk to the farmers of New Zealand, and not one farmer raised the issue with him of the emissions trading scheme during the time we spent with the Prime Minister.
John Boscawen.
To the Minister of Agriculture. Does he agree with the Prime Minister, who told protesting farmers at Field Days yesterday that the ETS would cost them 3 cents per kilogram of milk solids? And if so, is that cost of 3 cents from 1 July this year or from 1 January 2015?
The Honourable
Mr.
David
Speaker,
Carter.
I certainly agree with the Prime Minister when he mentioned the 10 protesters that the ACT Party had assembled together and when he pointed out to those 10 protesting ACT supporters that they had been fed a gross amount of misinformation by the ACT party.
Question number 8, the Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.
Mr. Speaker.